Good morning, my name is Claire Meads, and the question I explored was, why are global communications important and what do they affect? When defining global communications, it's important to keep multiple perspectives in mind. The Wright-Elson Journal defines it as the sending and receiving of information on a worldwide scale. Whether it's a major corporation or Skyping a family member abroad, this definition of global communications fits both scenarios. In the past decade, the amount of internet users has increased significantly and is continually on the incline, showing that the internet is the most convenient way to access the largest amount of people. The following is another visual to show which countries have the most internet access when it comes to social networking. As you can see, countries like Israel and the United States have a higher percentage compared to countries like Pakistan and India. Plants are a great example of how communication positively affects. The plants around us are constantly in communication with one another. A 2009 study found that Douglas firs share molecules of carbon and nitrogen to younger trees of the same species, and those who had access to these extra nutrients were healthier, stronger, and lived longer. In addition to this, plants can also help keep each other informed. For example, if a caterpillar attacked a tomato plant, the leaves would both produce chemicals that would protect itself and warn surrounding plants about the threat. In the same way, a corporation can help inform others with communication to help improve their company. On a business's perspective, global communications increases the ability to collaborate and confer with others, making transactions possible from every corner of the world. When a business is no longer confined to a certain language or location, sales will skyrocket. In the medical field, the sharing of the most up-to-date information is crucial. However, there are a few complications. When communicating on a worldwide scale, concepts can get lost in translation. The following is an example of a medical title that may seem ambiguous for some. This is the word physician and the American definition of the word. Now, if you look at the United Kingdom's definition of the same word, you'll notice a striking difference. The United States uses the word physician as a catch-all title for all doctors of medicine, while the United Kingdom's definition of the word explicitly states it does not include surgeons. Although it may seem silly to go into detail about a broad terminology differences, research shows that doctors are less likely to view findings from other countries as valid due to differences in lingo such as this. This can be a real issue and is vitally important to be clear in messages in order to avoid this as much as possible. The sharing of information in the medical field has the ability to save millions of lives. Worldwide research occurs for diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's, and noteworthy discoveries are being made almost on a daily basis. Sharing the most up-to-date knowledge can have the power to find a cure for life-threatening conditions. The ability to share ideas with individuals across the globe is remarkable. However, there are a few flaws. Many speakers of small languages are choosing to learn widely used language such as English or Arabic over their native speech in order to communicate with a larger audience. In the process of this, many cultures like Tuvan or Aka are not only losing their language, but also their cultural identity and uniqueness. The following is a quote by Russ Reimer regarding this issue. However, this can be prevented with the creation of language learning schools, such as the Confucius Institute, an educational organization designed to teach the Chinese language and culture to non-native speakers. As a result, 100 million people are preserving this time-honored language and culture. Throughout history, when a large group decides to tackle an issue, nearly nothing can stop the progress due to the strength found in numbers. In the same way, corporations can benefit from the knowledge and insight that other countries offer. Although the global communication system is flawed, the possibility of reaching out and positively affecting others across the world is a remarkable thing. Thank you.
What evidence did you gather that you didn't use?
I gathered a lot of evidence about the Confucius Institute and just a lot of details about that. And so I decided to include it in my presentation, but I didn't go in depth as much as I like the research I got. I just kind of went on the surface of it.
And what additional questions emerged from your research?
When I was doing my research, I think it would be really interesting to research more about how global communications affects the languages that are lost throughout the world. And I also think it'd be interesting to go more in depth about how communicate, like maybe a way that you could communicate in the medical field without having so many gray areas and so much room for misinterpretation.
Okay.